don't know, our discussion in the music level got really intellectual.
It really did, yeah. Well, music does that.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's cool. So playing the piano, like I've totally realized my brain can do things that I wasn't able to do previously.
Like what?
I don't know. It's just like some manners of like, I don't know, recognizing sounds I can do better. And then also, this is something I noticed with art too and drawing, is that like, it was weird how much I could see things better.
Interesting.
Because it's like when you don't really... Because when you look at something, you don't really see everything there. You see what's necessary for you to see. So, like... when you do... Oh, fuck.
Wah, wah, wah.
Is that it?
All right.
Well,
maybe finish this thought on seeing things and we can wrap it up.
Oh, yeah. So you, right, like you just, like you train your eye to see more things that you can represent them more accurately. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
You actually form more connections and more perceptual ability. So I've realized I've been doing that more with music.
Neat.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Because I've been wondering lately with like... you know, like those things like lumosity.com and like those things
whether
where
they
train your
actually
brain.
help.
Like, I don't think they help because it's like, okay, yeah, it might train your brain to be able to do like simple addition really quickly, but
Yeah.
that just means you can do simple addition. It doesn't really mean your prefrontal cortex is going to be better at anything else because you're just strengthening those neurological...
So that's complicated because, should we just keep going?
It's turning into a podcast now.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to go through this. So basically, I'm going to play the game so much better than I played it before right now. And this is the real playthrough. The previously was just the fake playthrough.
Right.
Anyway.
And if we want to, we can even cut out all that stuff about the pig fucking.
Yeah, Mike, like you keep bringing up pig fucking, and I'm like, Mike, we can't put that up there.
We can't keep. Yeah, sorry. I'll.
You've got to stop.
I'll filter myself next time. I'll save it for the forum.
Anyway, yeah, where were we?
I know where I was, but I'm calling out where you were. Brain training.
I'll do this a lot better. Oh, with brain training. It works. Here's the thing. What those things are is those are tests people use in psychology to assess how much brain function people have. Mm-hmm. So, the thing is that I don't think there's, and I could be, I mean, this is just from what I know. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's not something that's, like, I'm an expert in or anything. It's a way of measuring your cognitive ability. The idea that doing it enough will make you better at it, or, like, will make your cognitive ability better is kind of backwards. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, it's like saying that if you take a test a whole bunch, you'll know the material better.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you'll just be better at taking the test.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, you're improving, but you're improving in a very specific
manner that might not necessarily
translate.
have outside validity.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is that it's probably a little in between.
Okay.
Because I think that things that, like, if you learn things, humans are really good at this, like applying things that you learn in one way to something else. Mm-hmm. So I think that usually you're able to kind of use that skill to your advantage.
Okay.
I don't know that it's necessarily the most effective way.
Yeah.
You know, or that it's like it's going to create enough of an effect to be worth doing it. So.
Right. It's kind of like how, you know, a lot of teachers are talking about how they need to personalize the learning, like tailor it to the individual student, because everyone has different, what they call learning styles or things like that, or they learn, you know, and of course, yeah, everyone learns a little bit differently, sure.
Yeah.
But is it advantageous to learn, to start applying specific learning techniques tailored to individual students, or would that just be like very inefficient and like kind of a waste of time?
Right. Of doing that. I think, well, here's the thing is that a lot of things that would be really inefficient can be done could be done like using technology or something like that, like like a lot of the concept for personalized medicine in general requires, or like is like the big push for personalized medicine is using technology to make it more personalized, because it's something that would be really inefficient to do without it, but once you have enough computing power to handle that situation for you, you don't have to worry about it. So I don't know how well that's going to be applied, but like that could be applied to education.
Right.
Because like you could have computers generating more specific learning stuff for specific children and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But it requires, I don't know, it requires like the teachers to be able to do that.
Yeah, like, the resources required are, I think, unrealistic. Because you would that would just take a lot of time.
Yeah, I guess.
Because what's your average classroom this day? You got to imagine like 30 students.
Yeah.
And like your grade school classes.
Well, I'm saying the thing is that like if you get a lot of that stuff automated, it's not as much of a problem, right?
Sure.
So it's like if you had, I don't know, all the kids taking tests on the computer, right? You can have the computer generate a test for that kid.
Okay.
That sort of thing. But that would require probably a lot more reliance on technology than most schools have.
Yeah.
Currently. So, and I guess technology's not cheap.
Right.
It's getting cheaper.
Always.
Always cheaper.
Always cheaper, always faster.
Yeah. Unless you're buying the dumb shit.
Right.
It's just like needlessly expensive. Oh, it is.
It does turn it on.
You were right.
Lamp trees.
That would be pretty cool. And he is throwing grapes at me.
Luminous trees. Yeah, primates do love grapes.
Yeah.
I should know, being one myself.
Yeah. As a primate.
Also, my brother used to be a zookeeper, and he used to feed grapes to the lemurs.
Did he really?
God, yeah. My brother Jay.
Jay was a zookeeper?
He was a zookeeper down in Florida, and one of his duties was feeding lemurs. So he'd just hang out in the lemur habitat with like a bowl full of grapes, and they would just come up, and he would just like hand them a grape.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, doesn't it?
I would like to feed grapes to lemurs.
Right?
It's so funny. So like, there's so much like psychology work done with apes where they like grape juice is kind of the current, because they'll do like kind of like economic evaluations of like how much how much these apes think this thing is worth, kind of thing. Like, would they rather have this, or would they rather have like this much grape juice?
Right.
And it's always grape juice. So it's like, because it's just kind of become a standard. So it's like how much grape juice, like,
why grape juice?
Is it?
Well, I guess it's probably easier to measure.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's something that they know that they like.
Yeah.
So.
I just find it interesting that they would go with a liquid over a solid. I feel like a solid would be easier
to measure. I mean, sometimes they use food and stuff like that too.
Sure. I mean, but grape juice.
So you have like kind of valuations, so you can know how much grape juice is worth giving to an ape for various things.
Neat.
So if you're ever in like an ape-based economy, just
stock up on some Welch's.
Stock up on grape juice.
Right on. Man, I haven't seen any of the new Planet of the Apes movies.
Me neither.
With the exception of the Mark Wahlberg one.
Yeah. They don't look that bad.
No. I've heard mostly positive
things about them.
things about them. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think that they had decent ratings on the tomato meter,
Okay.
the tomatometer.
Tomatometer. Oh man. Movies are getting interesting.
So I didn't lie. I'm doing infinitely better now.
You
than
are
I
doing
was last night.
significantly better. Yeah. Yeah, that boss battle won nothing.
Yeah.
Planet Undertow. Sounds terrifying.
Yeah. God, that is horrifying. The concept of like, getting pulled under the water by like a current.
Ugh. I'll never forget when I was whitewater rafting in Alaska. I was probably 14 or 15. We were on the, what river was it? The Wolf River? That's in Wisconsin. I don't know. It was a river. It was a river in Alaska, and it went through some mountains.
I imagine like a wolf river is kind of a common name, so.
Yeah, it very well could have been. But yeah, so there was like maybe like 8 of us on this raft, and we came up to this one part where if you look up into the mountains, you could see a railroad like kind of running along the river. And our guide was saying, okay, now this part of the river here gets a little rough. After they built that railroad, they noticed that the river was eroding the mountain a little bit quicker than they thought. Mm-hmm. So they ended up shoving railroad cars over the side to kind of divert the flow of the river a bit, so it would slow down the erosion of the mountain. So all along the bottom of this river are a whole bunch of railroad cars.
Yeah, I think I'd heard about that. Yeah.
So if you basically, he was like, all right, so the whole point of this is if you fall out of the raft here, you're going to die. So try not to do that. Because they'll literally, there's whirlpools and undertows, and it'll just suck you down, pin you up against one of these railroad cars, and you're done for.
Oh, God.
Man. It was fun as shit, though. Love rafting.
The underwater railroad?
That's the one. Harriet Tub.
Yeah, right.
That's the...
Yep.
Well done.
Yeah, rafting is scary.
Yeah, I love it.
It was I've only done it once and it was fun, but
oh yeah, I mean it's definitely a little intimidating.
Yeah, water is scary.
But when you go down a waterfall on your bare ass after falling out of the raft, it kind of gets a little less intimidating.
Oh yeah, you got desensitized.
Yeah. It was only it wasn't very high fall. It was maybe like 10 feet.
Still.
But yeah.
That sounds fun. Nature's water slide.
It was, yeah. Until you slam your coccyx on a rock.
Oof. That's not good. Mm-mm. Did you really do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a kind of a slower,
It was, less
thing,
of a slam and more of a
Yeah,
knock.
have you ever fallen in gym class and just landed right on your tailbone?
Right.
And it, knocks the wind out of you?
Yeah, right.
It was kind of like that, but not as rough.
Okay.
It was slightly cushioned.
It was just an unpleasant experience.
It was an unpleasant experience.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely made it a little bit less intimidating.
Mm. This is a cool looking place.
Yeah, right?
Oh, damn it.
There's this beach in Puerto Rico that is it's like the the side that faces out to the ocean is surrounded by this rock wall. So it's more like a lagoon that's just fed by waves crashing over these rocks.
Yeah.
And man, it just looks absolutely incredible. There's just people splashing around having fun, and then all of a sudden there's just a giant wall of water just erupting in the background and splashing down.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah. We live on a pretty cool planet.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff around.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Best one I've been
of the
to.
planets?
Yeah, best one I've been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sure there's cooler ones out there.
Yeah.
Like Hoth. I mean, shit, they've got tauntauns.
Yeah.
And shit, what are those?
I'm looking forward to visit Hoth one day.
What are the the abominable
Mike, have you looked
snowmen?
outside? It's basically Hoth right now.
That's true. Yes.
Hoth and Chicago have a lot in common.
Yeah, Chicago does smell worse on the inside.
That it does.
My God. That's the one thing I hate about springtime in Chicago. The smells come back.
Oh.
It's like everything that was frozen over winter is now thawing out and
yeah,
just
right.
decaying. And oh, it's so
Yep.
gross.
All the bodies of the homeless people.
The worst areas are the wealthiest, actually,
Oh,
for
yeah.
what smell bad. Like in the Loop, or like north of the Loop, in like the Streeterville and like River North areas.
Yeah.
Oh man, they smell so bad.
Huh.
I think it's just because there's like more waste.
The rich people just produce more waste?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Even though there's
that's
less
right.
of them, they
Right.
produce more waste. But
Yeah.
Oh man, like especially like the Michigan Avenue overpass, like going underneath Michigan Avenue, that smells
Yeah.
god awful.
Well, maybe more homeless people just come by there to shit, like, just as a fuck you
Probably.
to the rich
That's-
people.
Oh no. And
Yeah.